right, good morning. Hard-working ways, friends, viewers. Monday again for me. As always, I'll give you a brief overview of the last couple days, and I'll get on to a topic. Today's going to be, I think we'll just say common sense. And some things tied to common sense, I guess, that have helped me develop my, excuse me, you tell us about a busy weekend again? My critical thinking skills. I apologize if you get like some light wash, some sun, where I'm hard to see for a moment. It's just the nature of the beast this time of year. The sun is in my face all the way to work. The sun is in my face all the way home. We're not going to get around it. So, this weekend, I work on Saturday. Tinkering and cleaning up. Last week, we finally finished all the lawn. I said that. Yeah, Saturday, I got the tires off the farm truck Toyota. Got them ready. Brought those down to my buddy's house yesterday. He had a set of really nice used tires. We primarily beat that truck around the yard, the farm, up in the woods, gathering wood, things like that. It's on the road, so we can take it to town if we need to. So good set of used tires, good purchase, right? So we got the good used tires on that. That's back in business. The tires were on it. We're hot. Got every penny out of those. Did some fishing in the afternoon yesterday. It was hot. Everybody had a good weekend. Got a lot done. So off you go. Went caught some more brookies. Went to a different spot. Beautiful. Beautiful spot down in the woods. Along this little stream. What brookie fishing dreams are made of. Alright, common sense. Seems easy, right? I'm going to keep it positive on this channel, but I will say quickly, it seems like there's a lack of it sometimes. I don't know if it's a lack of common sense. It's just people get caught up in a mindset. Or a, this is the way it is. Why is it like that? Oh, someone told me so. Yeah, is that person an expert? I'm not saying to question everything everybody says. But just because somebody said it on the news or some random person said it, sometimes people are right. Sometimes they have strong knowledge of the subject or topic. Sometimes, though, they don't. Or sometimes it's a terribly unreliable source. So my point is, do your own due diligence, use your common sense, and use your critical thinking. Critical thinking skills. Does it pass the logic test? You know? We can say the sky is purple, but it's been blue with some white clouds for a long time. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? So I just wanted to make a quick video this morning. It's now afternoon. If you see a glitch, it's because my camera died. Talking about common sense and using your critical thinking skills and looking at things objectively that are happening. You know, in my career path, everything has to be looked at objectively on purpose. You know, so that kind of becomes easy. But I've kind of been that way in life, and I've had a lot of really influential, intelligent people preach those things to me. Talk about those things and looking at things objectively. That's another part of that I want to talk about. So when it comes to some of these situations and using your critical thinking and your common sense, it seems to be lately there's a lot of, we're going to do it this way for one group or group of people or one individual. We're going to do it this way for another group or another individual. This is just generalized statements. It happens, right? And I've had some intelligent people share their knowledge with me. I was involved in union work. You know, union has a contract. The United States has a constitution. The state has laws. Okay? Most of those are in black and white. Some of them can be convoluted and hard to read. And I understand very much so some of it is open to interpretation. I've seen that game very much played. One person interprets a clause this way, one person interprets a clause this way. That's why we have lawsuits in court, in litigation, in mediators, and all that fun stuff. But at the end of the day, there's a process to decide which side's vision was the true meaning of that clause. Okay, so we have laws, we have a process. There's this new, like, we're just going to make laws, or we're going to change the process for a person or a group of people. Take the name out, take the emotion out of the situation. Some of the best advice you've ever got. You have a union contract with a clause, blah 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 blah, and the clause gets violated. You know, Article 10, Section B2 says blah 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 blah. We think it got violated. You know, oh, they're only filing a grievance because it's so and so, and they like that person, or they're only filing a grievance because it's so and so, and they don't like that person. You know, whatever side of the coin you're on. First off, none of it matters who the person is. Whether it's a law, whether it's a grievance, contractual clause, part of a contractual agreement, whatever. Could be Joe Blow, could be John Doe, Johnny Joe, Becky Lynn. I don't care what the person's name is. I don't care who they are and where they're from. Take the name out and the emotion out of it. Did they break the law? Are they guilty? Was the clause violated? For a union contract, you're protecting the clause, not the person. You know, unfortunately, sometimes the violator of the clause is somebody that's like, I'd rather not bend over backwards for that individual. Can't do that. You have to protect the clause for the good of the union. You have to protect the law for the good of the law. Willy-nilly litigation that is just aimlessly charging people with things to create havoc is a problem. The lack of litigation and the lack of charges and letting the law be willy-nilly and loosey-goosey is a problem. There's a whole group of people at this point, I think it's perfectly acceptable to violate the law without consequences. That's a great place to be. Not really, I'm being extremely facetious. That's not a good place to be. So, common sense, critical thinking, apply them. It takes like a few minutes, a few seconds. Just stop and think for a minute. Say, hey, does this seem a little out of place? You know, does this seem like I'm done my due diligence? Does it seem like I'm protecting a clause or a law, or does it seem like I'm trying to use the law to get to somebody, or I'm trying to not use the law for somebody because I don't like them? Take the emotion out of it, and it's hard to do. You know, I've been around or worked with people. Hey, I'd like to do everything I can to help that person out. They're hard worker, great coworker, love to work with them. There's coworkers that friends, people I know. Everybody's been in all these situations for the most part. You can think and say, hey, I've been there. I don't think they're as great of a contributor to the environment, be it family or home or work, whatever, right? Whatever situation, they're not a super contributor. Some days you're like, man, I gotta file a grievance, or the law's gonna protect that person. That's all part of life. You don't have to be someone's best friend. You don't have to hate somebody. I hope everybody gets what I'm saying. You don't have to have emotion tied to it, or your feelings tied to it. Just look at the writing, okay? If it looks like the law is being abused, maybe it is. So if it looks like, emotion is getting tied up in the situation. Well, it probably is, and it's useless. It just doesn't let you make good, sound, clear, logical, strategic decisions. And usually bad decisions result from that. I think that's enough of a rant for that today. It's beautiful out. Like I said, it's not really morning anymore because my battery died. I'm on my way home, and I'm going to do what I do. Work on a bunch of stuff there. Enjoy a little peaceful place on a mountaintop. Everybody have a good afternoon. Stay positive. Apply common sense, logic, critical thinking, and it will take you places and make life easier. Have a great day.